the western edge of Hyrule, the Gerudo Desert. Wait, Giant. Before we go on, there's something I want you to hear. Do you remember what the spirit said about the fused shadows? What do you think happened to the magic wielders who tried to rule the sacred realm? They were banished. They were chased across the sacred lands of Hyrule and driven into another realm by the goddesses. It was another world entirely, the antithesis of Hyrule, where the sun shines bright. Its denizens became shadows that could not mingle with the light. Eventually, most came to call it the Twilight Realm, and from it, none could return to the world of light. They were forever doomed to live in the twilight, flitting in the half-light of dusk, mere shadows of Hyrule. Remember that music for later, by the way. This is the history of the Twilight as it has been passed down from our ancestors. Do you now understand what I am? I'm a descendant of that tribe that was banished to the Twilight Realm! It was a peaceful place, until Zant took control of the Twilight Realm and transformed all of the Twilly into shadow beasts. It's clear to me now that he has somehow gained a great evil power previously unknown to our tribe. In any case, I was sent from there and could no longer get into the Twilight Realm without his power. But there's another tale told by my people. Though the goddesses forbade us to return to the world of light, they left one link between the light and the darkness. Something called the Mirror of Twilight was passed to the protectors of Hyrule. It's our only path to the Twilight Realm, and we must get there! You'll come with me, won't you? We've come this far. Oh, how the tables have turned. When the game began, we were first transformed into a wolf and left stranded. Well, left shackled in the dungeons of Hyrule Castle, and it was Midna, of all people and things, who found us, came to save us, and she ordered us around to get the few shadows she needed to get back to, well, I guess get back at Zant. And now that we're here, the opposite is true. Now, we're the ones that have to help Midna get back to where she originally was, and why am I still a wolf? Yeah, I can't fight very well when I'm trying to think. But, I mean, what I'm getting at is, we were pretty much left aloof as to what it was we were supposed to do. We had no way of transforming back into a human, we had no way of getting back to the light world, and we were the ones that had lost our loved ones. The kids have been kidnapped, Ilya had been kidnapped, are there any more Skulltulas? And we had to track down the few shadows so she could, like, get revenge. But now, she's the one that's she reveals to us that she's lost her home, she doesn't have any way to get back to it, we have to find the Mirror of Twilight, whatever that is. I mean, you think... I don't know where I'm going with this, I honestly don't. I think the tables have turned sums it up. I wanted that rant to go a little bit more dramatically than it did, but it just goes to show you I can't multitask for the life of me. Even if that involves having separate thoughts. Like, I can't concentrate on fighting, however trivial it may be, and actually tell a story at the same time. My brain doesn't work that way. Which is one of the reasons I'm never really satisfied with my commentary for a Let's Play, since I have to concentrate much harder on actually playing than I'd like to. I personally think that my commentary kind of degrades as a result of that, although most of you would disagree with that considering you guys actually stick around to watch. I also love the music in here. And what I love about the Gerudo Desert most of all is that daytime and nighttime the same music plays. I don't know if that's supposed to symbolize something, but I always thought it was... I mean, it adds so much to the atmosphere. By the way, those are Moldorms that are, like, Dayfly! I did not expect to find you so quickly. Come back here, Dayfly. Dayfly! Male Dayfly! I usually have a hell of a time finding these stupid things. But yeah, there are golden bugs out here as well, and I really like the fact that the music does not change from day to night. It is really cool. Also, look out for these gaps in the sand that are just there for no reason. So I usually like to have the camera zoomed out like this, but unfortunately you can't see much as a result of that. And pay no attention to this area, we will not be back here later. Nope! Never gonna happen. And I believe in one of these 3 trenches is the other Dayfly. Yeah, I usually have so much trouble finding these stupid things. I mean, I remember the first time playing through this game, I spent like a good 5 minutes here trying to find these stupid things, and here I go, in the first 2 minutes I'm actually looking for them. There they are. Now, some things in here I've never actually gotten are all of the Poes, specifically the 3 of them that are not the ones that I'm going after right now. Now, you may have spotted up there, I think I want to take care of the Moldorm burrowing around us first. If he's going to leave me alone. You going to leave me alone, buddy? Yes, you're going to leave me alone, so we'll go for the P-hat up here. That's the thing that's flying around. Am I close enough to him? I guess I'm not close enough to him. Usually there's a little stone platform or something for you to stand on that would make it easier for you to grab onto him. He's being a pain in the neck. Come on, P-hat. Okay, let's see if we can find that rock. Maybe the rock does not exist. There's usually like a platform over here that's supposed to symbolize, hey, you can go up here and it makes it easier for you to grab the thing. Or you're supposed to get the one on the tree first. Okay, that makes sense. Because usually if you're trying to get a P-hat, you can lock onto it like so. And once we're above here... Should I get the Poe first? I think Midna's going to bother me if I get the Poe first. I think she wants me to do something else. And finally! We activate another warp point! When was the last time we had one of these? Still only 3 Shadow Beasts? When do they start sending down more? Oh well. Let's see. 2 of them here. Oh boy, these guys are really close. I'd still like to take one out first. Okay, don't do that, Mike. Take out the one that just survived to summon the other 2. And then we'll take out those. Come on. Get over here, buddy. There we go. Nice and easy. Very small arena, too. But, like I said, Midna wants us to do something else before we get the Poe. I am a wolf already. You know, I'll just see if I can get the Poe now. I think she'll bother me, though. I don't remember. I haven't been to this point in ages. Poe. Come down here, Poe. I want to eat your soul. Well, not necessarily eat it. What do you do with the souls, anyway? Do you just put them in your pocket? Do you absorb them into your being? What? I mean, this is the 31st, isn't it? Where do we put all these stupid things? Alright, Midna, I'll bite. What do you want? What is this thing? Well, if you look closely, you might remember it from being taken up over here. It's very difficult to see in the dark, but I think once Midna actually takes this thing and lifts it into the air, you get a pretty good view of what it is. It's the piece of the Bridge of Eldin that they warped away from us before we entered Lanayru Twilight. And we can finally put it back. How did they get it to Gerudo Desert anyway? And now we get to see the bridge restored at sunrise of all times. I didn't plan for that. Although the smoke from Death Mountain is kind of ruining the moment. Now we can actually use the Bridge of Eldin warp whenever we want. We weren't able to do that before because it would have just sent us into the abyss. But now that we've activated that and the warp back to Gerudo Mesa, we can head straight back to Gerudo Desert at any time. Now this warp point is a lot more helpful than you think, because this is the only way, besides taking the cannon, that you can actually get to Gerudo Desert. And by the way, down here, I won't spoil what this is, but I will say I've already chosen the music I'm going to do. In fact, if any of you guys were at the very beginning of my End of the Summer stream, the song that I used to open up the stream is one of the songs I'll be using in there. Now, there are also a couple of posts we can get out here, but since it's daytime, it's not really relevant. I'll have to come back here at night, see how much we can do up north during the day before we head back here, except I don't know if we'd be able to get back here easily. I know there's a gate or something, like, over here. Yeah, I suppose we can break that down later, but once you jump down that ledge, until you do what you have to do over here, you're not going to be able to get back up. I also believe the Hawkeye is going to be very helpful here, so let's see if we can attach that to our bow and arrow. The thing is, I don't know if we can see these guys from back here. Ah, yes we can. Boom! Headshot! How many more of these guys can we hit from back here? Do they spawn, or is it just the one? I'm not entirely sure. We might have to get a little bit closer before they spawn. See one of those guys running around. Yep, there's the other one. I guess we do have to initiate a cutscene. Okay, buddies. You're not very good shots, are you? Can't skip that either. Oh, hi guys. Aw, why are you guys running around all crazy like? You know I can't defend you like that. See, that's something I'd always jest with my friends about, that poker, you can bluff just as easily when you're very good at the game as you can when you have no idea what you're doing, because there's nothing more unpredictable than someone who has no idea what they're doing. But now that we've killed off all of those bokoblins, are they bokoblins? I forget what those guys were actually called. Now we have their little animal pig dupe beast thing, warthog, I have no idea. But what we can do with him is we can dash! And when we dash, he goes a little bit out of control and he can break down the wooden gates. Unfortunately, he crashes, so we get knocked off, but I don't think we take damage from the crash, which is kind of nice. It would be a bit of a jerk move if you did, too. But before we head any further to the north, you want to head a little bit towards the either east or west. Hello, levers. Goodbye, levers. Maybe it's on the opposite side. Did we even activate it? I'm pretty sure we did. Where would he be? Hello, buddy. Where are you? I could have sworn... Did we forget him? Seems very... Huh. I thought we would have activated it, but... Huh. We're supposed to have the hero shade, weren't we? Is he here? I feel like I missed something. Give me a minute. Yeah, in the rush to get everything done as fast as possible, I missed a Howling Stone on Lake Hylia, but I'll go back and get it a little bit later, before we head into the next dungeon. Since I have to head back into the desert to get the pose anyway. Great, more archers. I could probably snipe these guys off without the Hawkeye, but it definitely makes it a lot easier. Are there any more out here? I think that may be it for out here. You want to look for the wooden platforms. Those are the ones they like to hide themselves on. And since it's the daytime, I guess it's not exactly the best time for us to be storming the castle, so to speak. It's not really a castle, it's more of a stronghold. For what? Come to think of it, I don't know why all these enemies are spawning here to begin with. It doesn't make much sense, really. And you guys aren't going to stop attacking me, are you? Now, as much as I'd like to just take out my sword, sheath it all epically, don't have time to do that. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Not only is it easy for them to spot you in the daytime, but it's also easier for you to spot them. Can't quite get in there. What you'll have to wind up doing is push these boxes along so you can get the jump on these guys. Which is what I like to do. I don't know if you necessarily have to do it this way. You can sort of charge in. But if you do, these guys will just keep spawning. And it's not very helpful. Can we get a better shot at you? Is there anybody even up there? There's nobody up there. Yeah, and the most annoying part about all of this is that the music doesn't stop playing. Oh well, let's keep going. Bye-bye, buddy. No time to stop and wait. These guys generally do not stop until you actually kill the archer. So I like to get rid of the archer as soon as I can, and I had the shot on him, he just didn't let me get the arrow off. Come on, shoot him! He's right there! I fired like 5 arrows with the crosshair immediately on top of him, but it didn't register the hit. And look, this is what happens, you get a whole mob of these guys. And I think defeating them warrants every time. Is there another archer up here, though? Because I'm still hearing the music. He may be up there, although, if I remember correctly, he's on the opposite side. Is he? Dude? Well, it's getting dark. I really don't want to waste nighttime. Maybe we did kill them all. Oh well. Let's see, run past you guys. Is there another one here, or do we just have to kill this one who's standing by the thing over here? Which you definitely want to chop to pieces, because inside of this thing, believe it or not, since it was a one-time living, it has a heart, and we get to pick it up. Sweetness, but more importantly, the guy dropped a small key. Now, I could just as easily run around and kill all of these guys, and I'm sure there's some treasure lurking around, but really, I just want to get in here. So let's see if we can push the door open, and it immediately closes behind us because those guys want to trap us. Are they still out there, or do they automatically despawn when we get in the room? I never bothered to check. Well, at least we have a way out. I'm sure that thing can crash through the door. Oh no. What happened? Did we wake you up? Were you trying to sleep, buddy? Well, he knocked off our only way to get out. And now we actually have to fight this guy with our sword. Now, lucky for us, we actually have a couple of techniques we've picked up from the hero sheet we can use. Like the one I like to spam all the time. Whose name I completely forget. But it's the one that lets us roll around him so he can't really attack us. Come on, roll around. See, even as he's swinging that stupid thing, we can roll away from his attack. That is why I love this thing so much. But that does a hell of a lot more damage than it should. Considering how fast you can swing it, it can't hurt that bad. It can't be that heavy. I mean, I think it's a lot bigger than it is heavy. Certainly looks light, at least the material that the handle is made out of. And of course, he's just going to curse our name and walk away in disgust, so he lives on and we get to fight him at a later date. Or he sets fire to the place and just wants to kill us the cheap way. But, of course, we have to have a way out, otherwise the game would be over and we would lose and the player wouldn't be very happy. So, this guy magically comes back to life, and we can turn right around and charge out the gate. Whee!